On this episode of Blue Zoo TV, presented by Hikari, we continue our tour of the PPG Aquarium.
Hey, Dave, these fish look kind of hungry.
Try this Hikari frozen bloodworms out.
All right. Oh, pretty cold.
Because it's frozen. They love that stuff. It's nutritious. It's multivitamins. It's a great treat, or you can feed it on a daily basis. A lot of fish love to eat it.
Gee, now I'm hungry.
Go figure.
We're back at the Pittsburgh Zoo, PPG Aquarium, with our man Bob. Bob, now we're looking at some big tanks, some big displays with a lot of fish, and we're going to get to the sharks in a minute. But give us an idea of what's going on in this tank, because there's a lot of different varieties in here, aren't there?
There are lots of different fish in this tank. This is actually part of a bigger tank. The two big tanks are connected right here. So they share the same water. It goes through all the same filtration, but the fish cannot swim back and forth. This is many of the smaller fish species that we have. And this is the Indo-Pacific fish tank. Lots of different fish in here. This tank itself is probably 12 to 15,000 gallons. The system as a whole is close to 100,000 gallons.
So we got the smaller versions here, the marine life. They can't go into the other tank, and you'll explain why in a minute, because that tank has some bigger customers, don't they?
Yeah, there's much bigger fish over here. So the little guys over here, they're either too small and they're just not big enough yet, and I'm letting them grow out a bit before I move them over, or they're just never going to be big enough to move over here. Or it's not even a matter of just size. It depends on the species in particular as to whether or not it would do well with these larger fish.
What are some of the larger fish here? Because I see you have some blacktip reef sharks. I see a hammerhead in there, and there's a bunch of different big boys.
Yeah, we have several species of sharks in here. We have the blacktip reef sharks. They're very noticeable. There are 3 of those. There's 2 males and 1 female. We have the zebra sharks, which are the big spotted ones that you see. There are 2 females and 1 male, so there are also 3 of those. We also have 1 bonnet head shark, which is a type of hammerhead. It's a smaller species of hammerheads. They don't get as big as some of the other types do. We do have 1 of those, and she's a girl. We also have some sharks that you probably won't see, white spotted bamboo sharks. There are 2 of those, 2 brown banded bamboo sharks, and also an epaulet shark.
Cordon's Amquel Plus detoxifies your aquarium of fish killers like ammonia and nitrates. Amquel Plus detoxifies harmful chloramines, toxic pheromones, and chlorine, and has been a trusted solution for aquarists for more than 30 years. Cordon's superior water conditioning products help make fish keeping easy. Visit Cordon.com and check out the entire line of products and ask for Cordon products at your favorite store. Cordon, trusted solution since 1961.
Bob, we had spent some time looking at some of the really cool corals. On a tank like this and this size with these species, are these real corals or are these kind of aquascaped?
Well, that's a really good question. This is all aquascaped. None of the corals that are in here are real. They're all fake. And it's because we would never be able to make the light requirement enough to penetrate down this deep to keep healthy corals alive. At least this system is not set up for that.
So when you are putting some stuff together like this aquascape, the basic idea of it is to make it look as natural as possible.
Absolutely. We want it to look as natural as possible, both for the public side of it and also for the inhabitant side of it too. You want them to feel comfortable and more, don't want to really use the term at home, but at the same time you want them to feel like they're in a natural setting as well.
You see Bobby standing by a mirror, did you see that?
I think the fish is prettier. What do you think, Eugene? That's what I thought. This is Eugene. He's the larger of our 2 Queensland groupers. Right now he's getting cleaned by the cleaner wrasse. It's going into his gill slits.
Everyone knows marine fish hate pellets, right? Not when they're fed Hikari Marine S or Marine A, the world's first sponge-like marine pellets. Chock full of natural ingredients your marine fish need and love, these rapidly softening, sinking pellets provide them a taste and texture your fish will instinctually adore. Ingredients like fatty acids, DHA, and EPA round out a nutritional package that's hard to beat. If you want your fish looking like they just came off of the reef, feed them Hikari Marine S or Marine A.
So that's the deal they have. He won't eat the little one because the little one's actually helping him out.
Yep, it's a symbiotic relationship, which just means that both of the species benefit from it. And all that means is that the cleaner wrasse will get food from it, whether it's parasites, little bits of food that are left over in the mouth, whatever it might be. The wrasse gets food from it, and the larger fish actually gets cleaned.
Boy, you hope you don't get Eugene on a bad day.
Eugene is still actually a baby. These fish can reach around 800 pounds when they're full grown, so he's still got a long way to grow.
800 pounds.
800 pounds.
Imagine catching that in a net when you have to get it clean. Eugene's cool.
The real tragedy is you actually see these for sale when they're very small in the aquarium trade, and people don't realize how big they actually get. And more often than not, they will keep growing even in a small tank. So the myth that all fish will only grow to the size of their tank is just completely a myth. They will reach and can reach 800 pounds.
How tall is this tank?
This tank is 27 feet deep.
27 feet.
Yep.
Now, is there a challenge with 27 foot deep? Because you're trying to get some fish that maybe stay lower to the bottom, some that kind of fill a space in the middle, and some on the top, right?
That's exactly right. We try to fill all those niches with different animals that like to stay in those areas, for sure.
And this is a tank that you have to dive into to clean, basically.
We do. We dive in here and we scrub the rock work, a lot of the coral work and stuff like that. We have to clean it quite often, actually.
So if you want to come see a 27-foot deep aquarium, and you really can't put one in your house,
right,
you should come to the PPG Aquarium.
You should come to the PPG Aquarium.
Great job, Bob. Thanks.
Sure, anytime.
Blue Zoo TV, presented by Hikari, will be back next week as we continue behind the scenes at the Pittsburgh Zoo and PPG Aquarium. To learn more about the show or to email us, go to bluezootv.com.